You're watching Masters in Trading Live with Jonathan Rose.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Masters in Trading Live. My name is Jonathan Rose, and I get on here every day the market's open. Well, today the market's open, the banks are closed, but you'll notice we are still here live. So I'll get on every day the market's open, go over the market, I'll share some thoughts. Once in a while, I'll even share our trade of the day. It's Veterans Day. Big shout out to all our veterans out there. Thank you so much for your service. What do we have today? We're moving a little bit. It's tough to expect too much movement with banks closed, but the market's still slippery. Vol is still elevated, so we still are getting some of that movement. I have the chat up in Discord, so if you guys have any questions, there is a little bit of a 5-second delay. I don't know if that's for any other reason, then maybe I'll say a naughty word and somebody could try to bleep it. Bleep. All right, we got a lot to cover. First thing I want to do is we had to act fast this morning. Right on the opening, we had to do a trade. I want to show you why. I want to go over the top 5 donors of the Republican Party. Elon Musk is not number 1. Elon Musk is number 3. I want to go over 5 mid-cap energy companies that I think are going to benefit us because of upcoming deregulation. And then finally, had some really good questions in our All Access about position management. So I'm going to go over that as well. So without further ado, let's head over to those screen share or the slide deck. All right, friends, we're going to get right into it. And we're going to get right into it because this morning, once I find my pen, a little note to my editor this morning when we got in, hey, we got to cover our QQQs. Let's cover our QQQs. And then Chris goes into the Discord and writes up a little note about how to cover this trade. This was a short-term trade. This was a trade that we shared maybe last Wednesday. And we got in the QQQs. It was about 5:13 when we got in. Now, the reason we got in is the market's really, really, really strong. But this morning, what happened on the opening this morning? Well, for one, if we look at what's going on with our VIX term structure, which we talk about all the time, you will notice, if I can find it, that the VIX 1 day is down, fine. But look at the VIX 9-day. The VIX 9-day has got a smart bid to it, up 13%. Last trade, 1487. Well, that's not reason enough to get out of our trade, but this is reason enough to get out of our trade. And I actually, this morning in Discord, I said, we covered the trade this morning for a very specific reason. What was the very specific reason? And I'll show you. November 11th is today, right? It's the start of a new week. Last week, the high was 514.92. Let me repeat, the high was 514.92. On the opening, we took out the high at 515.58 and immediately traded under 515 or 514.92. Anything under 514.92 is pretty bearish at these levels. So that was the reason, just kind of common sense. We got into the trade. We could break even on the trade. Something happened that's really, really bearish. So this Qs might rally, but that was enough to say, you know what, guys? Let's be really, really prudent. Let's get the heck out of our trade. Let's break even and let's live to fight another day. Because I wouldn't be surprised if the Qs got down a little bit. Let them sell off a little bit. Why not, right? Banks are closed. Not much going on. That's the reason we got out of our QQQ trade, which was a short-term trade. Wow-wee. Cryptos are going nuts, right? Everyone's excited about crypto. Well, in our blockchain room, we shared a trade in Solana. And we've shared some crypto trades. Now that crypto is moving, we are finally able to get out of our first crypto trade. So here it is. Solana shared June 14th at $141. Last trade, $218. We are going to get out of Solana, get out of the pool. Awesome, awesome trade. Solana is really kind of eating Ethereum's lunch. But for now, great job. Lock in those profits in Solana. Bravo. Glockenspiel. Moving on. I did a lot of work over this over the weekend, and I got to tell you, I'm not a real political guy. I really look at politics as far as, trading, really. I trade for a living. I'm always looking for edges that we can find because of politics. So I wanted to start looking, who are the top donors to the Republican Party? Number one biggest donor is Timothy Mellon, the grandson of the Mellon family. He's focusing on transportation and fossil fuel industries. He was the owner of Pan Am, and Pan Am sold to CSX for $600 million in 2022. Timothy Mellon, political contributions, 2018. What in the heckles is going on here? $165 million to be the single biggest donor. The next two donors, you have Richard and Elizabeth Uihlein, owners of a private company, so we're not going to follow them. Elon Musk, $133 million. What has Tesla done since the election? It goes from $280 to $380. It goes up $100, right? Interesting. Fourth, Ken Griffin. Ken Griffin is the founder of Citadel. Citadel, if you've made any trades this morning, you've probably done business with Citadel. Citadel is the market maker behind Robinhood. Robinhood fills their trades through Citadel. So Elon Musk, his companies are going to benefit greatly from Trump and presidency, right? Going to be a ton of deregulation. Well, where else are we going to see deregulation? Financial space, without a doubt. That's why Ken Griffin is involved. He wants regulation to come out of the financial space so he could continue making 1/100th of a penny on every single trade that goes on in the market. Fossil fuels are going to benefit. Energy sector, particularly oil and gas. Common sense trading. Where is the money flowing to? Who got Trump in the office? And who's going to benefit after he's in office? Before I move on to the 5 mid-cap energy trades, CSX. I got to tell you, I did a ton of research on this over the weekend. Timothy Mellon sold his company to CSX. I cannot find Timothy Mellon's active holdings in CSX, but I don't know how he could possibly get out. What I do like is that CSX rallied a ton after after the election. And if we go back and look at the behavior of this sucker, I don't know very much about this, guys. CSX, I think, extremely, extremely bullish over the next 4 years. What's really interesting, too, is the volatility of CSX is really really low? I mean, when I say really low, I mean stupidly low, like 24%, 22%. So if you like this idea, if you want to research this idea a little bit more, I think this guy is the biggest, he's got to be the biggest investor. CSX, it's acted so perfectly after the election. The chart makes so much sense between 2016 to 2020 when Trump was in office. Now it's got a great bid over 100 and 200 period moving averages. I like, and I'm not sure this is a trade that we're going to share because I don't really have any long-term investing products, but CSX seems like a damn good long-term investment. And I don't like the stock. I'd rather do the options, and I'd rather do the options because they're really inexpensive. These 40 strike potentially, I'd like to put this in the promotional portfolio. Why don't we do that? And we'll do it for 312 days. It's going to be a long term. I like that. Really good comment from Dale. And how I like the trade, by the way, is exactly what Dale says, but it's just tough for me when I'm going live with you guys all the time because the real rules that I'd like to give you with CSX, and it's a lot easier in our community because you have others that can constantly remind you and hold you accountable, is we want to buy on pullbacks, really. You want to build a position in there, but otherwise buy on pullbacks. CSX. I love this thing. There is real freaking money behind CSX. And I'm guessing if I asked everybody who the biggest donator was, if we told you 133 million, you would tell us Elon Musk, and I would have said the same thing, but it's not. It's Timothy Mellon, and everybody is self-serving. Everybody is self-serving. Don't believe otherwise. In my opinion, in my strong opinion. Okay, does that make sense? Does that make sense to you guys in YouTube? You like that? Research it. I just like the story behind it. Yeah, Tesla's going to go up. I like lithium plays. Tesla's gone already. I like this CSX, guys, and I like it because of Timmy here. 5 mid-cap energy companies we expect to benefit from deregulation. Take a screenshot, guys. I'm not going to go in too much detail for this guy. SM, $5 billion market cap. PR, $4.37 billion market cap. Matador, 4.5. Cord Energy, and then HP. Here's 5 mid-cap energy companies that we expect to benefit from deregulation. This is exciting. We just had 5 people join our All Access program. Skittles just got in All Access after being in advance notice for 6 months. Thanks, team. Excited to be here. We are so excited that you found us, Skittles. All Access gives you access to all of our programs. Finally, position management. I'm going to go over every single one of these presentations, 11 a.m. every day the market's open. I always go over, share some free thoughts. And then the second part of the presentation, we always switch to our All Access. So what we're going to do in our All Access today is I'm going to just go over these questions. I'll go over these questions with you right now, and then I'll switch off to All Access. So here we go. Can someone give me some steps when to sell? I feel psychotic. I hold AG, and now it's struggling. I know you never lose to take a profit, but I'm sure there was an info I didn't go that would have told me to sell. Other times I sell when there's a decent profit and it soars. Okay. So we get a lot of questions like this on position management. I want to be right there with you. This will get easier with time. I'm trying to set goals and write the trades down. As for profit taking, I love setting goals. I love writing trades down. As for profit taking, I like to take some off at the table when either it hits the top of the expected move using our tools, or it hits an analyst high. I don't like that. Analysts don't like you. Analysts don't care about you. There's a great scene from The Bronx Tale. Remember that movie, The Bronx Tale? Have you guys ever seen that? The mobster talks to a little kid, and the little kid says how much he likes Mickey Mantle. And the mobster says, Mickey Mantle doesn't care about you, man. You got to care about your family. Go care about your mom. Care about something that's real. Analysts are not helping you. So let's not follow analyst highs or lows, please. I do like covering your initial investment, gamma scalping, tranching, and some of the many techniques. JR is the best I found. JD, thank you very much. Excited that you're here. All right, in the all access portion, I'm going to dig a little bit deeper into that position management that we talk about. I often like to say, get on prints. What does that mean? Get on prints. That means if you're holding a bunch of inventory, maybe you're holding 5 different trades, you don't want to look at them as 5 different trades. You want to look at them as one. You own a portfolio of stocks. You don't own 5 different trades. That's a big, big misconception for traders, and that's exactly what I'm going to deep dive into during All Access. All right, guys, thanks much for watching. We'll be live on YouTube tomorrow.